working on his knitted thong for some time. Turns out the inseam is a real bitch. He served in the active and reserve components of the Army for 20 years. He's a spring 2017 graduate of Comedy Boot Camp. He wrote his own. And he has a very hot wife. Please welcome to the stage, Arthur Rizer.
So 2 weeks ago, I did a show for Sam, and I talked about a cat eating a dick. And now I'm last. It was a true story about a cat eating a dick, but he didn't care. So I am about to turn 41 this week. Yeah, this is a weird phenomenon when you turn a different age. People celebrate it. Like, do you know what I had to do to get to 41? Not to die. That's it. That's all I had to do. That is the minimal threshold for living, right? There's nothing else you have to do except just exist, and then people celebrate you. It's bizarre. But as I get older, I start to pontificate about the meaning of life, and I've been thinking about the lessons that I've learned in my life. And one of the lessons that keeps just coming up to the top is context really matters. It really matters. And let me give you some examples from my life to put this in perspective. We categorize people unfairly out of context all the time in this country. Like, we call people cat ladies, right? Because they, have 3 cats? 3 cats in a small apartment? You're probably a cat lady. 3 cats in a farm? That's not a cat lady. That's an unfair characterization. And this has happened to me. I've been characterized out of context. Like, an ex-girlfriend found one. Thank you. One human ear in my freezer, and all of a sudden I'm a crazy person. It's not fair. Is that a context? I really love my grandma. Thank you for the sympathy groans, but she's still alive. I just really wanted a piece of her close to me. So. She had a point, though, my ex did, because, I now have 2 ears in my freezer, but that's still irrelevant. It's still irrelevant because when she made her crazy accusations, I only had one. I think who is talking to you really plays into context, right? Like, I had this little boy come up to me, and he tugged at my shirt, and he was like, "Mister, are you Star-Lord?" Greatest day of my life, my week. I mean, it was such amazing. I ran around clicking my heels together until context started to spin in my head. Yeah, because this little boy, who happened to be black, he was either a sweet little boy who thought that I looked like Chris Pratt, who was a hunk of a man, don't lie, or he was a racist and thought all white people looked the same. That's not a compliment. And don't worry, I got that joke approved by Quentin before I said it, so it's cool. I think how you say something is really important to context. Like, telling someone you love them can be beautiful. It can be amazing. Say it in Spanish, te amo. It's amazing. Te amo. Say the same thing in German. Not so awesome. I want you all to imagine tonight, you go to bed, and you're laying in bed with your beautiful wife, or your ugly wife, I'm not judging you. And she looks over her shoulder before she goes to bed, and she says, "Guten Tag, ich liebe dich!" That's not sweet. Context is important. When you say something is critical. I mean, just take the expression, "take it like a man." That's harmless. I mean, it's a little sexist, but it's harmless, talking to your buddies in the gym or something like that. It's not harmless when you're talking to your wife. During sex. Nope. That's not okay. That's when you get the look over the shoulder, like, "What the fuck did you you said? That is not okay. I promise you. I've learned that the hard way. Don't do it. Yeah, and you know, the amount of information you have is also really important. Like, I believed my wife when she told me she was a virgin. Until I found out she lived with her boyfriend for 6 years. And we had sex on the first date. That information really played in to context. All right, my name is Rizer. That's all the time that I have. I will say tonight, my wife is celebrating her birthday. Congratulations. She met the minimal threshold for living one more year. Love you, baby.